day, everyone. My name is Jindayan L. Hogno from BSIT 1F1, and today I'm going to make a new program that is all about class and objects. And this program is based on the UML diagram that I just made last week. That is all about class appliances. And as you can see, I just opened my Visual Studio and we're ready to make or to create a new program, a new project rather. So let's start. So as you can see here, we need to make a project name or a file name. Well, project name or file name is all depends to the programmer what they want to enter. Just remember that all the file names that you will enter in every program or any project that you will make will be easy for you to remember and must be related to your program. So as for me, I will name this as class activity. So we need to wait for a moment, and then there you go. So as you can see, the namespace, in the namespace, beside the namespace is the project name or the file name that we just entered a while ago. And namespace is the container of the names or the file names of every program. So as you can see also, we have already a class, which is a class program. And class program is the only program and only class rather that displays or runs a code. So in this activity, we need to or I need to make another class, and that class must be connected to this class program for it to be displayed and run. So let's start making another class. So let's make a class appliances. So class appliances is our first or our new class in this program. And then class appliances, and after after the class appliances or after naming another class, we need to enter the properties or fields that are in line with this class appliances. So let's start with access modifier, which is public. I use public because public is shareable. All the data that we had in this class will can be shared to to another class without any permission and restriction, unlike the protected, the private, and the internal. So access modifier public and then string. As for our data type and our variable name will be brand model. So in here, for easier access, for make it easy and faster, just copy and paste, and then later on we'll change the data in this field or properties. So in our second line, we have again access modifier, which is public because it is shareable. So I use public. And then for our second line, I will use double as a data type because our variable name will be price. And I believe that price has always a decimal point. So double data type is the data type that is suited for the variable price. And then public int quantity. I use int or integer in quantity because I believe that in quantity there's no half or there's no a decimal point because quantity is a whole number. So integer and whole number is suited for each other. And then after after entering the properties and field of the class appliances, we need to enter the method and function. So let's start again with the access modifier, which is public static double amount. So why I use double in here? Because we're talking about the amount, and amount has a decimal point. This amount is the name for our method, and inside the amount we had a parameters. So we have the parameter double price and then the int quantity. These two are the two parameters that we need to solve the amount. So as you can see, the amount has an error. So we need to return it. So we need to return the word amount. So return. So as you can see, in just typing the word return, the error in the word amount has gone. Return price times quantity. This is the formula. This is the formula in getting the amount. Since we're talking about the amount, price times quantity is the best formula for getting the total amount of the appliances that we will buy or we will enter later. And I use return because we will use this formula or this method in our class program. So after making our first class, which is the class appliances with the properties and fields, and the method and also the body of function, which is return price times quantity, now we're going to make another program or another code in class program so that we can run all our codes later. So because we don't declare in this program, we will not declare the brand model, the price, and the quantity because all the information will be inputted or will be coming from the user. So we need to ask the user about the certain information. So first, we're going to ask him or her about the brand model. So brand model. So brand model in console.write. And for us to have the information, we need to convert it into string. So since brand model is a string data type, so let's enter the string model equals console dot readline. So console.readline string model equals console.readline. In this conversion, we can have or we can input now an information in the brand model. So after that, for easier, let's just copy and then paste it. And later on, we're going to change the information. So we ask the user about the brand model. So we're going to ask the user about the quantity. How many quantity does she or he buy? Or quantity. So since that this is quantity and quantity is in the data type integer, we're going to change the string to int for integer. And the variable for quantity will be qty. And then, because it is int data type, we will convert it to, int. And there you go. Now, we can now enter a number of quantity from the user because of the conversion. And after that, after getting or asking the user about the brand model, the quantity, now we're going to ask him or her about the amount per quantity for us to find how much is that appliances per quantity. So because it is amount, so we need to use the double data type. So let's change it to double. And then let's change this to amount, M-A-M-T. The our variable for the amount. And then since that it is double data type, we need to convert it to double. So as you can see now, we can now ask or enter, or the user can now enter the given answers in different questions because of the conversion. Like in console.write brand model, the user can now enter the brand model because of the console.readline in string. And then the quantity, in the quantity, the user can now enter the quantity because of the int quantity convert to 2 in 32 console.readline. And then in amount per quantity, the user can now enter the price or the amount of the appliance because of the our conversion double amount equals to convert to double console.readline. So after that, let's just type in console.writeline. Let's just enter console.writeline for the spacing. And after that, after getting the information from the user, we're now going to make an instance, or we're going to connect the class program to the class appliances. We need to connect the two class for them to have connection and to access each other. So first, in our instance, we need to type the appliances because that is the name of the first class, the appliance. Then we're going to add an object. We need an object. So, ano nga ba yung ano nga ba itong brand model na ito? Ano nga bang appliances na ito? Wala naman tayong tinanong kung anong appliances. So, i-declare na natin kung anong object nga ba ito, kung anong appliances ito. At ang ating object ay aircon. So, ang ating object for this program is aircon equals new appliances. So in this instantiate, or yes, because of this instantiate, we can now access the class appliances to class program. And after that, we're going to access or to connect the different fields in appliances to the main program. So let's type aircon dot brand model equals model. So as you can see here, the brand model is from the class appliances, and the model here came from the main program or the class program. So it only means that the brand model the brand model in the class appliance and the model in class program are same with each other, and they are all connected to each other. So after that, let's type again the aircon dot price equals AMT or amount. So we now have the connection of appliances, the class appliances and the class program in terms of price. Now let's connect the two class in terms of quantity. So let's type our object, which is aircon dot quantity equals UTY. So as you can see, the brand model, the price, the quantity are all came from the class appliances, and the model, the amount, and the quantity or QTY are all came from the class program. In this part, in this instantiation, we can now have or we can now share the information coming from the main program to the class appliances and vice versa. So after that, after we connect the two class to each other, now make some let's make some output or display. A word that will display later. Console that right line So since that we're talking about the appliances, we're talking about the appliances and amount, price, quantity. So let's make it a little bit creative by just doing some design on your output. And let's say that this is my appliances store. So J&D appliances store. Let's say that the user buy their appliances in J&D appliances store. So after that, so again, let's make a console that's right line, and then let's print the brand model. Since that we already know what is the object or the appliances that the user will buy, so let's print or let's display the brand model of the appliances. So brand model plus model. So as we as you remember as you remember the user input the brand model, and and because of the data type string model, it will be converted. So we will now use the word or the variable model here to print the model of the aircon that the user input earlier. So for faster purposes, let's just copy and then paste. So after the brand model, we have the quantity. So as you remember, the the user already input the quantity that he will or she will buy. So let's just use the variable qty to display the quantity that the user inputted earlier. And then after that, the quantity, then amount, and then the amount per quantity. In this line, the amount that will be displayed is only for one piece. If the user or if the consumer buy two aircon, then the amount that will be displayed here is the amount of each aircon. And then to display the amount per quantity, let's use the variable amt. So after that, let's that. So now let's print or let's display the the total amount of the appliances that the consumer or the user buy. So console that right line, let's say that total amount. So as you can see, we have the text total amount. And we need to find the total amount of the quantity and the price that the user inputted. So this is the time that we will use the the method or the function and method from the class appliances. This is the kapakinabangan or yung yung silbi noong return type. That is the purpose of return type. Para natin siya ay magamit dun sa next class. So let's just copy and later on we will just paste it. Paste. As you can see, there's an error in this method, in this function. So we need to add the class name, which is the appliances. So appliances does that amount. So as you can see, the appliances and the amount is no longer an error. But there's an error between the price and the quantity. So let's just erase or delete the data type. So why do we have an error here? It is because the price, the word price or the variable price and quantity is not declared in the class program, in this class. So what we need to do is get the equal value of price and quantity from the main program or the main class. So as you can see, because of the instance sheet na ginawa natin kanina, nagkaroon tayo ng mga equal na naging equal ang price and ang amount. So, ang gagamitin natin ngayon dito ay amount. Dahil amount ang variable na na-declare natin dito sa class na ito. So, ayun, kita nyo? Kita nyo naman na nagbago o hindi na siya naging mali or nag-error. So, katulad dun nun, amount ang ginamit niya, same siya ng value ng price. Gawin din ang gagawin natin sa quantity. Ang quantity ng class appliances ay same value with the QTY. So, QTY ang gagamitin natin dito since siya yung na-declare dito sa class na ito. At huwag natin kakalimutan ng ating semicolon. So, ayun. It works. Wala nang issue na nahahanap ang ating program. So, let's just make another let's just make some design in this area para maging dahil nga sa bumili siya sa J&D Appliances Store, which is the store for the appliances, kailangan niya ng receipt. So, this serves as her or his receipt. And after that, don't forget to consult that consult that thread key rather for the closing of our program. Consult that thread key, not line. right line, rather. So, console that read key for the closing, and it's done. Our program is now done. So, as you can see, we don't have any issues found. We have two class, the class appliances and class program. We have field and properties, the methods, the parameters, the body of the function, and that's it. All we need to do now is to run. Run the program. So just zoom it out for us to see. So, brand name. Let's say na ang brand name ng ating aircon ay ang matipid. Sabi sa commercial ay LG. Matipid daw ang LG, so maraming bumibili. Ang brand model ay LG. Ang quantity, let's say na ang binili ng consumer or ng user ay dalawa. Dalawang aircon na LG kasi dalawa din ang kanyang pagkalagang kwarto. After that, amount per quantity. So, magkano nga ba ang isang LG na aircon? Since binili niya ay dalawa, so isa lang muna, amount ng isa. So, let's say na ang ating aircon ay may halagang 24,988.90. Yan. Yan ang amount ng isang aircon na LG. So, that's it. Nakita natin dito yung J&D Appliances Store na na-display yung brand model na LG. Ang quantity niya ay 2. Ang amount per quantity niya ay 94,988 pesos, 988.9 or 90 pesos. At dahil sa ating ginawang return type or dun sa ating ginawang method. Yung ating method ay inilagay natin doon sa class program. Yung method na meron tayo sa class appliances ay inilagay natin sa class program. So now, nakuha natin ngayon yung total amount because of the function. Doon sa price times quantity, nakuha natin ang total amount which is the 49,977.8 pesos. Yun ang total amount ng dalawang aircon na LG. And that's it. That's it for today. I hope you learned something at ako ay may natutunan din sa aking mga ginawa. At magkita-kita muli tayo sa aking video all about programming. And again, my name is Jindayan L. Hogno from BSIT 1F1. Bye!